Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Welcome to Taking a Deeper Look.
Shalom, family. Shalom.
How my brothers doing?
Top of the evening, doing well.
All praises, all praises.
It's been a blessed day.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
All praise.
Let me see. I don't see anyone in the chat. Shalom, Princess Malaysia. Shalom. Can you hear us pretty good? Can you hear us pretty good? Can we be heard, Malaysia? Okay, good. Okay. How you been doing today? Please, as you come in, please hit that like button. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Wipe the dying feet at the door.
Right. It's the only courtesy thing to do. It's the only courtesy thing to do. You're at peace. That's what's up.
All praise.
That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Hope the babies are doing all right. Shalom as you come in. Shalom as you come in. We appreciate you all coming to our Taking a Deeper Look.
Yes, sir.
We have a quick little topic, and we're looking for, in particular, female persuasion to come on stage. We have a couple of videos. One is like really, really short. You may have already seen it, but we kind of want to talk about it. You may have seen both of them. You know, we live in the social media world, so it's probably something you've already seen, but we want to discuss it.
Yep.
So if we can get a female perspective to come on stage, we'd greatly appreciate it. I'll greatly put the link in the chat. Or else, how would you be able to come on stage? Play a little music. So I have put the link in the chat. Let's get a little El Musico.
Sister Mary says she on the road again like Willie. Willie Nelson.
She said she's on the road again.
On the road again like Willie.
Just can't wait to get back on the road again.
Mm-hmm.
Be safe, my sister. Be safe.
Indeed.
I don't know, Benya.
What
I
up,
think
brother?
I don't think she want to come on stage, Benya.
So you know what? I think that shit been itself, man.
Yeah. Man, we need you to come on stage, Sister Mary. Break us some of that wisdom, man. We need you to come on stage. We need you to come on stage, Sister Mary. I see you over there laughing.
She laughing.
Would you say she can laugh while she drives? She can talk while she drives.
Yeah.
Facts. Don't be driving and texting.
Right.
Oh shoot. So every reply she's telling on herself.
Right. All right. So it is 7:39 Central Standard Time. She said she is almost home. So is that almost home like in 5 minutes, almost home? Or is that the black folks almost home? You got another 30 minutes.
Or there's Mika almost home, which she'd be like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. And it'd be like 30 minutes ago.
Right.
Always add an extra 15, Patty.
You know what I mean?
Add an extra 30 to that joint, man. I love my wife, man.
Cause I be like, they be like, yo, yeah, I'm about to leave.
My sister be like, yeah, I'm getting ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes later, I call her. Oh, I ain't even left the house yet.
45 minutes
Like, oh, for
later.
real?
That's my girl.
Right,
man.
right. Sook, I hear you.
Yeah, that's my girl.
45 minutes. Be a whole hour.
Yeah. She
Ain't
stayed
even left
with
the
the
house yet. Ain't
She
even
stayed
changed the clothes yet.
God, remind me of SpongeBob.
She
Right.
said when the king come back to gather us, man, he gonna have to come a little bit early for her, man.
You know what I mean? You don't have to tell us 2 o'clock, but actually be there at 12.
You're right.
Dude, tripping as a people, boy.
Yeah.
It's a show enough thing called, what is it called? Color People Time, whatever it's called.
Yep, CP time.
That's a real thing, man. That is a real thing.
CP time is real, buddy.
It's real.
You know what? Personally, I can't stand it.
Yeah, man. I'm with you, man.
I don't like to be late for nothing.
Yeah.
It's like a slight anxiety that I get about it. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Like, I will say this. Like, to me, my dad was like that. Where, like, growing up, he didn't like to be late to nothing either. And so to me, it was like an accomplishment to be ready. I had his suitcase, like his little briefcase. He's a pastor. I had his briefcase in my hand, waiting to go out the door when he was ready to go. I was like, yeah, I did something today. Like I was on time with my pops.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it was like that. Like, he didn't like to be late to nothing. I felt like if I made it on time with him, then I was good.
Right. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. So what's going on in those YouTube world? What's going on in the social media world, my brothers?
Well, they still beating up Paul from what I've seen on some clubhouse rooms. Last night I walked into a OT only room unexpectedly, and they were jacking up Deuteronomy 18, 15, 16, and then they jacked up John 20, and they wouldn't let me talk. So I said, you know what, y'all not gonna let me talk and keep interrupting me every sentence. I said, I can just leave the room. No, you're running. I ain't about running. I'm like, y'all don't ever let me finish. So yeah, they jacked up John 5 because they trying to say he set himself up as an idol, saying God, he the Most High God. Like, the brother never said that. And it's not in the scriptures in both them chapters they went to that he literally is calling the Most High his Father. They referenced this scripture in John 5 where the Pharisees said that he violated the Sabbath and made himself equal with God, and they said that's him saying he's God. That whoever said he's one with God, nobody ever said that. And Moses was a warrior, and he's not built like Moses. Moses came out killing people. I was like, oh wow,
interesting.
So I said, is that why he called Moses? Is that what the scriptures say?
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Do we have any females in the audience that would love to come up on stage? If we can't get any female participation, then we can't have this dialogue. My sister says she's down the street. We would love to have the dialogue, but we can't have it if we don't have any female participation. Seem like a lot of people are busy doing what they need to do. That's all good. That's what's up. We can be doing things as well. Do we have any that would love to come on stage and participate with us? She says she is down the street. Down the street.
I think she's sounding like she's willing. She got to give her a few minutes to get home.
Okay. So are you saying, Sister Mary, you wanted to come on stage and kind of watch these 2 videos with the men and have a dialogue? Okay. So she will come up. So I'll put the link in the chat.
And she don't even have to come off camera.
Yeah, she ain't got to come off camera. She ain't got to come off camera. Let me get that link. Put that link up again. Where's that link at? There we go. Where's Sister Cheryl at? I don't see her in the chat.
My wife is in the ether somewhere.
Is she nervous to come on stage?
Who's Sister Cheryl? From my wife.
Yes. Cheryl. We'd love to have you on stage too, Cheryl. Okay, I'll let you slide this time, my love. Says she's not feeling too good. She has a headache, so I'm gonna let her slide. I'll let her slide this time. Seem like the people may be busy this evening, my brothers. What y'all think?
Yeah. You know what? I think we have some people here, but they're not responding to the chat.
It must be.
They will ask them to come on stage. I think they avoid that smoke.
It's just brotherly, sisterly conversation. Just want to get a good, different perspective. That's all. Nothing contentious. Nothing contentious at all.
Yeah, we would never set y'all up like that.
Never.
Not like that.
Never.
There's no booby traps here.
Nah, we don't roll like that. Not at all. What's on the agenda, my brothers? You guys, I don't just talk.
I was doing some reading a little bit earlier today. Non-biblical reading earlier before I hit the scriptures. And I think some of the things that I think we was talking about earlier in the chat, just that whole thing on Esau and the understanding that it could be leaning towards a existential Esau and not literal fleshly Esau, given scripture. So yeah.
Shalom, Sister Tasha. Yeah, so what we want to do, Sister Mary, I put the link in the chat. Come on stage. We'll invite you on stage. We'll play the video, and then we will, give our opinions and maybe hopefully some solutions for Israel. But yeah, I will play the videos first. Again, what we're asking, anyone can come to the stage, but we actually want a couple of female
come on up, Sister Tasha. Come on up.
Personalities to participate, because we're going to look at two videos. You guys may have already seen them. One is maybe seconds, and then one is like 23 minutes, where there's a panel. I don't know, brothers, how you guys want to do it, because the one, do you want to just hear what the woman had to say and pause it there, or do we want to listen to the panel as well?
I think we play it by ear. I think the panel will give the feel or the sense, the message, and I think if we get to the point where it's like, I think we get it. I think we can go with the dialogue from there.
Okay.
Let's go that route.
So, please click that link.
And fair use.
And then we will, once you guys come on stage, we can then start the video. Again, as you come in, please if you would, please hit that like button.
Hmm.
Again, we are taking a deeper look and we're looking at some social issues. I guess you can call this social issues.
I would. I would.
So the title of tonight is A Good Thing. A Good Thing. And it's coming from a biblical perspective of when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So please click the link. Please click the link. Come on stage. And then we can start the videos. Please click the link. Then we can start the video.
There we go. There we go.
All praises, Sister Tasha, we appreciate it.
Tasha's in the building.
Shalom, shalom. I'm driving,
Shalom.
but here.
That's what's up. Be careful while you're driving, sis.
Welcome to the panel.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get to his house where my squad is at.
She said
All
that
right.
is
Yeah, she did. I ain't heard his house in a minute.
a long time.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know we
you
family.
With the West Coast riders out there.
Right. It won't let me come up only without voice and video. Are you on your cell phone?
Okay, that might be good.
There's a way to do it. You're on what? Android? Or iPhone? Where's my Android at? iPhone. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't know because I wouldn't know. I'm still new to the iPhone, so I wouldn't know.
Jump on that laptop.
Yeah, get on your laptop. Get on your laptop. Yep, there we go. Let me go get this video ready. Which one do we want to see first? We'll watch
The short one.
the very short one first.
Yeah. The one that don't have as much substance.
Yeah. All right, there she go. All praises. Fair use. All right. So I'll play the first. I'll play the very short one first. And again, this is something that you guys may have already seen, but we want to kind of get your idea, your point of view.
Is your screen sharing?
I'm getting ready to. I haven't shared it yet.
Okay, I was hearing something. I didn't know if you was trying to share it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to share it in a couple secs. Here we go. All right. Okay, why isn't it not sharing? Oh, give me a second here. Have a little technical difficulties. Share. Houston. Share screen. Okay. Can y'all see the screen?
Not yet.
Hmm.
No, it's not showing.
Yep, I see it. Give me a second. Oh. Oh, that's it.
Shalom, Hassan.
Shalom, shalom. Give me a
Shalom,
second.
everyone.
Hey.
Doing all right. Doing all right. Why it said it is sharing, but it's not sharing? Let's try this again. Share screen. Okay, what's going on here? I've been hearing that StreamYard has been having some issues. It said. It won't let me share, brothers, sisters. Give me a second.
Oh, no.
I don't know, guys. Can you see my? Can you guys see at the bottom of the screen when I?
It doesn't show you it doesn't
see-
show us when you're sharing, I guess that's what you're asking us.
Yeah, you see the? Okay,
Oh,
there,
okay, something popped up.
man. Okay, let me shut down the music. All right, so everybody should be able to see this. Do a full screen. All right. Fair use.
Tomorrow, the grand opening. The ribbon cutting is at 8 a.m. Come on, follow me. Y'all already see all the wigs, but stay at home. Y'all see all these gifts? We got 400 bundles we giving away. It ain't ending. When I say 400 bundles, everybody get a bundle. You get a bundle. All these gifts, I'm giving away to all my friends. So y'all better be here at 8 a.m. I'm not playing. Keep following me. Come on. Y'all see it.
He throwing bundles to girls and shit. What the fuck?
Let me just stop this for a second. And to see how many black people are out here chasing bundles in Houston. Now, I don't know who this Jonathan Wright is, but I've been seeing him all in my emails about people asking me to react to him. And basically, he's some level of successful entrepreneur that opened up a hair shop in Houston. Now, this hair shop apparently was promoted by giving out free bundles, and people are acting like Michael Jackson are out there. They acting like they trying to chase down Tyler, the Creator, and Chris Brown or something. I don't know why hair bundles, eyelashes, BBLs, I can't figure it out for the life of me. Why it has such a death grip on black women and sassy black men. It blows my mind. People are going insane over. If somebody in the chat can possibly help me to understand what the heck is going on here and why black women in particular will go absolutely haywire over bundles and fake hair, let me know.
He throwing bundles to girls and shit. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
look at the big backs. You see the big backs in there? Y'all don't see that? But you see the bonnets? Y'all don't. We ain't never got to worry about anybody else or any other race or any other culture trying to hold us down. We doing more than good enough doing ourselves a disservice as far as the culture and the community.
All right. Can we talk about it before we go to the next one?
It's a crying shame.
Can we talk about it? What is it? What is it with our people and fake hair? Can we talk about it? I would love to hear from a woman's perspective. What are your thoughts on our women flocking out to a store for some fake hair and bonnets, twerking? The report goes on to say, if I'm not mistaken, few people got maced. What are we doing? What say you guys?
I know for me personally, when I work with young people in the high school setting, I was literally trying to start a movement where at least we were trying to do away with, not so much do away with it, but tone it back on even like the eyelashes. When you talk about, I guess, this imagery and the vanity that it, like, in my opinion, it promotes a lot of vanity. And so, with this, talking to the young man, keeping their pants up, why we got to see your drawers, talking to the young ladies, why you got push brooms on your eyebrows, on your eyelashes, and stuff like that. Like, for whatever reason, when it comes to like just these enhancements, it's something that I don't know, especially from my opinion, like so-called black women. Why do we feel like we need that, or why do we want to gravitate towards a quote unquote a diva look? I don't understand it.
Hmm. Is this only happening to our people? Do we see,
Very much
can
so.
we see this in other cultures?
I think we can.
We can.
Yeah, because I know with the Hispanic girls, I saw it with them, and every now and then you see maybe a little Asian girl that's trying to emulate. Uh, Basically, to me, a lot of what we do, the other nations follow, and because we don't know who we are, realize we set a lot of trends, whether it's the look, body shape, eyelashes, even music. You see a lot of nations, they copy us. And
Mhm.
so, with that being said, I really don't think we understand the influence that we have. And so, those that recognize the influence that we have, they market those things to us to, in a sense, keep us, in my opinion, keep us in a state of degradation. And ultimately, we are exploited because these are things that we tend to promote more than things like modesty and things of that nature.
I've seen it for years, man. I remember when the Koreans first started come on in LA in the 80s, in the late 80s. The Koreans branched out. They took over the black hair market. The black hair market wasn't really the ponytails and all that. We had French braids, you understand? Or we had just had the braids with the beads. That's what the women were doing, or just braids, period, or the
Mm.
micro blades back then. But it wasn't a heavy onslaught of just what you call weaves and all that, and all this craziness right here. We didn't see it like that. The Koreans had a real hand in pushing this. Got to go back to the source when they took over the whole industry back in the 80s. And they pushed a lot of us out because our people wasn't really pushing weaves. If you go back and look at the black, the hair products and stuff like that, the Afro sheen, the different things of that nature, the so-called products that we had that really enhanced our hair, they weren't pushing all that on there. You had the Jerry curls. Yeah, everybody had the Jerry curls. But I didn't see a bunch of this weave until the 80s when the Koreans first came in and they took over everything. And they started pushing it real tough. They started selling the hair. They started selling the weave hair, everything. So our women got caught up and it was pushed on us. It wasn't like we just went into it. It was a lot of the stuff was pushed on us because they took over the market. I watched them take over the market. I had friends that were in the product when they were selling it. I seen this in 87, 88, 86, 87, 88. It's crazy.
Sis said because society says if you don't have long, straight hair, you're not pretty. And that's and I guess to the point of that, that's what was perpetuated to our ladies. And it's like, and you know what? I would say this, maybe we as men played a part in that, especially when you get into like the racial mixing aspect and everything, because, you know, we started treating our ladies and treating the so-called white women as a prize. So we leave in, grownness, and we set them for olive oil. I'm just saying, man, we bugging.
Yeah, I don't see
Can
anything
you
wrong.
chime in here? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, go ahead, sis.
Could have been
So
chimed in.
I was just trying to wait for me to get either tagged in or something. But hey, I'm in here now. So
Yeah,
listen.
get in there.
So this is interesting because I was just out this evening with the kids, and we pulled up to this restaurant, and I was at the drive-through window, and when I looked inside, all of the sisters that was working inside the restaurant, they were wearing their natural hair. And when I tell y'all, I was so excited. All I seen was locks, afros, natural curls everywhere. Even to the boys, the young men that were cooking in the back, one of them came up there, and I'm excited. The girl looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, I know from looking inside, all y'all in there love y'all stuff. And the young lady, she started laughing. But it's a joy to me when I see our people in our natural state. Far as the nations doing it as well, they may be doing it, but who's leading it and who's providing these types of things? They providing it to our community, all in the sake of $1. And the way I've always, and I still to this day, speak to my girls, because I have 3 daughters. Hair don't make you, you make the hair. And if you cannot go and look at yourself in the mirror in your natural state and love what you see, that's a mental issue to me. That's just the way I look at it. Back in the day, if we had natural long hair, the sisters back in the 50s and 60s, they had natural long hair. And if they didn't, they rocked their fro, and they was proud to rock it. But then they created a law because the other nations were jealous of our natural, strong, beautiful hair. And then that's when the law was created, when the women had to cover their head, wear their hair wrapped up when they went out in public, especially on Sundays. So, I mean, that's just my input on it. But I just feel like that if you don't wake up in the morning and like what you see or love what you see in the mirror without the lashes, and then do your research. I don't know how true it is. I haven't took time out to do my research on the history of the lashes, but just from what I've seen, the history behind the lashes is nothing nice. I tried it once or twice, and I got the little the women at the hair store to put the very short on mine because my girls was hyping me up. Mama, do it. So I did it twice. And it wasn't for me because most of the women that wear, you can't even wash I want to get my whole face wet and they can't. So that's my input on it.
Can I ask you a question to your point, Sister Tasha? Do you think that some of that, when you talk about some of the things that our ladies have gravitated to, is influenced by the fact that you guys have been downplayed and degraded so much, even by us as men?
We have. It's from the Hollywood, the movies, because all of that stuff really started with, from what I can remember. I'm not too old, but I'm not that young either. But from it being played like in the movies and especially the reality shows, is when I really started to see our sisters leaning more towards the lashes and the longer weaves, and that's when I started to see that trend really, really in the wigs, because it started out first with the full cap wigs, and then from the full cap wigs, that's when it went with the half wigs and blah 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 blah. But all of that stuff, I noticed it started to trend from the reality shows, like the Real Wives of Hollywood or whatever that show was. And then that was my first time ever seeing the lashes, because I was like, why are those women lashes so long? I didn't know they were fake. So I do believe, and then it's like from there, I started to see where men were drawn more to women who had those things versus a natural woman, a woman who didn't have those things. Well, now the tables are turning, because I hear more men saying today than 10 years ago, they prefer a woman in her natural state versus a woman with the fake things.
Okay, I just want to jump in really quick. I agree with Tasha. Everything she said, except for, I'm older. So I remember back in the 80s, Suka, you might remember MC Sharrock. Do you remember her? Her, Salt and Pepper, they were the first ones that I have seen to wear the colored hair and the fake hair, because it started with weaves. But see, I'm in Oregon. A lot of the stuff didn't start here until like the 90s. But I do know that, to me, that video that we watched was terrible. I know for me in here, everybody wore their natural hair. Some people wore weaves, but the colored hair and all that stuff, white people were doing that here first. Wearing
true.
The white hair, the purple hair, and and dyeing it real black, and
Cyndi Lauper.
Doing that. What did you say?
Cyndi Lauper.
Yes. But I've never worn like weave or anything like that. I've always wore like braids, but I usually just wear my natural hair because that's just how my family is. My kids, they just wear their natural hair because we don't want to be like everybody else. But they don't do the eyelashes. They might play in it in the house, but it ain't no wearing it outside. And Sister Tasha, I know what you're saying. I've heard that as well about the eyelashes. And because I've done my research on it. So yeah, I think it all started with Hollywood. That's where everything starts, really, with our people, because the women in Hollywood, it's a trend. They start for, the younger kid, the younger generation growing up, wanting, the fake everything, the fake hair, the fake eyelashes, the fake enhancements. All that started with Hollywood. So I just believe that men, that's real men don't want that. They want a real Israelite man. They want a real woman, not a made up woman. Um, it to me, it's a disgrace. I hate looking at it. And that's why I don't watch, movies and stuff no more. I have to watch with my children. I have to let them know, I want to be their example. I wasn't always the greatest example, but, now, since, I know I'm happier with who I am, and I know who I am. I want to be my kids' example. I don't want no so-called movie star to be my kids' example, and I don't want them looking at anyone else, admiring, enhancements and, fake everything. Be real. My daughter had an interview yesterday, and she wore her natural hair, and she was afraid. She was like, "You think this is gonna deter me from getting the job?" And I said, "Baby, it might, but still stand your ground. You don't have to straighten your hair, or you don't have to do any of those things to get a job. The Most High will lead you to the right job." So yeah, I mean, it's sad to me. It's really sad that we have come to this, as a people. And when we get a hold of something and do it, we do it better than any other nation. So it's just real sad. That video was terrible. So.
And then on top of that, Jonathan Wright is a celebrity hairstylist. So it's not like he's hurting for money. He's just out there trying to promote more stuff. Yeah, he may be giving away some freebies, but he's just out there really trying to promote his brand and possibly gain more consumers along the way. Mm-hmm. Also, that weave stuff, do your research behind that as well. That stuff comes from India and all of those other villages across the sea. They do rituals with their hair. From those women, when they cut their hair off, they do rituals with their hair.
Absolutely.
So all of that stuff comes with spirits already attached with it. Before I start locking my hair, I had a bag full of wigs. And each wig made me feel different. Mm-hmm. I gave them a name because each wig changed my personality. And each wig had a name.
That's funny.
We have to be very careful trying to, with the fake stuff, because all that fake stuff come with a spirit tied and attached to it. And then you have to just be careful. We have to be careful as a people, period. And then, yeah, I'm just going to stop right there. We just have to be careful.
Yes. And and a lot of it comes with chemicals in it as well. That's causing our people to have cancers and, having their hair fall out. And we do have to be careful. We have to be very careful of what we use. I mean, if we don't know where it comes from, if it's not coming from someone that looked like us and know about the hair, then we shouldn't even indulge in, these. We need to shut them down. All these Asian beauty supply stores and, especially, out here, there's a lot of them, a lot of Asian beauty supply stores selling our people stuff for their hair. I just don't trust it. I mean.
And all of those stores are located in our communities. You cannot go in another community and find any of those stores in walking distance.
That's correct.
That is facts. We'll go to the next video in just a second. But what disturbs me is the fact that we as a people, we hear, well, number one, it's hair. So that's already an issue. But the fact that we hear free, and from what I understand, they were out there like the night before, waiting for it to open. That's a problem to me, man. Now, I'm not saying for those women who are having an issue. So what would you guys say to those women that are having an issue with their hair, as far as it growing or it's consistently breaking or it just won't grow or they're going bald? Is there a good reason to have fake hair?
I would say if they're having a problem with their hair, seek out a Black dermatologist. Someone research and find somebody, because there's a lot of them that are out here, not here, but I mean, I you know, from my work, I
we don't like the research, Sister Mary.
I know.
You know, we can be lazy.
I know, but there is, I mean, word of mouth as well, you know.
You're on mute, Sister Mary.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I fuck?
Sorry. But there is a lot of them, you know, Black dermatologists out here. I mean, and they know our hair, because a lot of it, the reason why a lot of, you know, Black women's hair don't grow is because of inflammation. And when it's inflammation down in the root, it stops the hair from growing until the inflammation clears up. And then the roots can start growing out. The hair can start growing out. So if you get somebody who knows about hair, they can help that hair grow back, you know, and you don't have to, you know, wear wigs. Well, wigs are there. It depends on the wig and who made it and where you get it. Because I've worn wigs, but I've never did like sew in on gluing in. I didn't do all that. But a lot of people are lazy when it comes to doing research. They just want to, you know, slap on a wig or which sometimes it depends on the wig and what's in it. It can stunt the growth of your hair as well. I mean, that's why people just have to do the research and be very, very, very careful of what you're touching and what you're putting on you. Because if you're putting on a wig with chemicals in it, it's not going to help your hair grow. It's also going into your head, through your bloodstream, going through your mind. We have to be cognizant of these things and watch what we're doing. But a lot of people aren't going to do it. They're just going to go and you know, just buy whatever because of vanity. So I mean, some people will and some people won't. It just depends on the person. We have to be more organic when it comes to these things. So yeah.
Okay. We appreciate that. I'm sure there's a lot more that could be said, but we do have another video. This video is like about 23, 24 minutes long. I'm not sure how long or how much of that we'll look at, but we'll play it and then we'll kind of just go along. And then when we can just pause that and kind of speak to it, then we'll speak to it. So give me a second. And we will do the second one. All right, so we are having that issue again. All right, there we go. All right.
So I was talking to my friend, and he said the reason why men are not marrying women like they used to is because there are no wives left. I said, what are you talking about? There's 100 millions and billions of women. Pick one. He said, no, yeah, there's women and there's hoes out here, but there are no wives left. I was like, what? He's like, you guys don't want to be wives. You guys want the title of a wife, but you do not want to be wives. I will further explain by what he meant by that, but do you guys agree?
Absolutely. Hey, Dollar, I need you to be quiet, fatty. You can't talk. Jen,
Whoa.
Jen,
You better watch your mouth.
Ron B first. Ron B, go ahead.
I didn't
Fair
hear
use.
anything. I'm sorry. Somebody left.
Reason why marriage is declining. Are there no wives left?
They were speaking wife. You couldn't hear it.
I feel like
Wait, y'all let Ron B go first. Y'all, we gotta do one mic because y'all watching each other all out.
I feel like she's telling the truth. Like, it ain't a lot of women out here left. Like, the ones that's married are married. There's a lot of women that think they're supposed to be married and they don't bring shit to the table. They always talk about what you need to do for me, what I need, everything, just everything. Like, I feel like she's telling the truth.
Okay. Just
So I'm not too sure. Charleston White had the perfect video that would fit so perfect into this. And we wonder why there's no women or wifeable women, but a lot of that has to do with men. I'm gonna quote him. Charleston White was like, "We get our women, we don't treat them good, we cheat on them, we don't do stuff for them, we complain about them, we do X, Y, and Z." And then you wondering why we got a whole lot of quote unquote hoes and stuff out here, because y'all are literally like, they're literally becoming y'all. And he was basically saying that some women are a competition to that man, and that we're really just exhibiting the same behavior that's being bled into us. So if y'all want more wives, the men have to work toward being better men, better leaders, faithful men about something, men about purpose, and then you will. It's crazy that a lot of men talk about it's not a lot of wifeable women. Whole time, sir, you're not even a husband. You don't even exhibit husband qualities. Nothing about you.
How would you know?
Yeah, you can say something about what a wife is. So I'm not too sure where to find that particular clip that Charleston White did talk about a similar topic to this, but I think he was head on with it.
Hey, Jess, when men try to get you better, y'all don't listen. Like I said before, stop wearing wigs, no. Stop wearing lashes, no. Cook better, no. Like, men actually want you to get better, man.
If your woman came around you looking like
Just one second. Men are begging y'all to close your legs. All men in sound are saying, please don't get run through, and you guys know what to do. Y'all literally ignore us. So if you ignore everything we say, why are we putting the blame on men when I tell you do this shit and you say no because my body, my choice, I can do better all by myself? Like, it's your fault. You want to.
But I think it was good, Fatty. I think it was. In my opinion, I think it starts when we're kids. Like, I think that we're not technically raised to be wives. I think women, when we're little girls, we're taught to what a guy should do for us and what a guy should do for you, and treat us like a princess and do this and find a man who's going to treat you like a queen and a wife. But we're not taught to what we need to do for men in order to become wives. I don't think a lot of women are teaching their daughters how to become wives. And
their mamas wasn't wives.
A lot of them not wives.
Exactly.
And their mamas wasn't wives.
And I'm going ahead and even too. And if we're being honest, like, I'll speak for myself, like, I wasn't taught that growing up. And not that my mom was a horrible mom. She was a single mom, and she didn't teach me what I should do for a man or what would require me to be a wife one day. She didn't teach me that. And my mom passed when I was 18. So I'm navigating through life pretty much by myself, learning as I go. So I've had to do that. And the older that I've gotten, I realized that men are very simple. Men are not like us. We require way more than dudes do. And it's like, once I kind of started realizing, I'm gonna be honest, I was single for a very long time. And once I realized that it was not that hard to actually get a great guy, not just a guy, but a great guy. So it's like, if I have a child, I want to teach my daughter certain things when she's young, because I feel like that matters. Like, a father can teach a girl certain things, but I think it's the mother's duty to teach their daughter what they need to present themselves as trying to be a wife one day. That's
is it right in husband, or is it marriage values? I think we get so warped up in the gender aspects of wife and husband, we don't introduce the prospects and the importance of marriage and that locked in foundation, and where the teaching of the young girls about the importance of marriage and family, those type of values are already included, and vice versa for men. So men make wives, right? Women can't just marry themselves. And you want to give men the incentive on why they should be seeking marriage and wanting to have wives. So I think it kind of goes both ways. You have to introduce the importance of marriage and family in the first place, and those things will kind of fall through. Otherwise,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So look, as a married man, right? I'm married. I've had a girlfriend at the same time. As a guy who wants multiple wives, right? Like everything I do is out and open in public, right? That's what I mean when I say I'm that nigga. That's why I'm not going back and forth with a nigga like Fatty. He's so goddamn.
Do you share her? Do you sit on the corner and watch?
Here's the thing. Like, legitimately, as a young man who is looking for, I'm old, I'm not young. As a man who is looking for multiple, it's like you go out in the place, and you're like, bro, a lot of these women are combative, they're argumentative, they don't cook, they're not complimentary. You know what I'm saying? They're competitive. And to me, I don't even have a problem with a masculine woman. Like, to me, when a woman is successful in corporate and she's getting her money, I applaud her, because that means that you're not a loser. You know what I'm saying? It means that you've been able to accomplish some shit. Now, most men don't know how to then take that woman and like get her to calm the fuck down and be like, hey baby, like I know you're like that in the workplace, but when you with me, when you with daddy, calm that shit down. I got enough masculinity for the both of us.
You can't turn it out. Like the problem is they don't listen. Like they wear hair on top of their hair. They
listen.
They put
no that nigga. They listen to that nigga. I'm telling you, they just don't listen.
They draw eyebrows on their eyebrows, bro. They don't know what the fuck they got going on. But then I tell you they want leadership, and then they like, go shut the fuck up. It's 7 good women in this planet, bro. They scattered all over like fucking Dragon Balls, because and you got to find them. You got to think, bro. When you just really hold it down, like. Bro, the game's so fucked up right now. I had to tell my wife. I said, bro, if we ever divorce, I'm just gonna reapply as your boyfriend and work our way back up. Because these hoes are trash. They don't listen. You telling me you don't listen.
Like we want the idea of marriage. Real. The duty that it takes to be married. A lot of women don't want to abide by the duty of marriage. It's like it sounds good. You want the duty. But marriage is a duty. And it's also a business. So it's like there's a leader in the household when you're married. And nowadays women are the leader in their own household. So stepping into a relationship and trying to get married, they don't know how to shift that power to the man. They still feel like they are in power. And it's not easy, but
because they are. You know why? This is the thing, right? Let me just say one thing real quick. Because they are. And hey, I'm not trying to make this personal. I love y'all. But the fact that Dalen was saying that these women are not ready to get married, and then I click on your IG and his titties popping, ass popping, bending on fours, and
that's
all that.
Why? I don't have any. So that's a lie. I can never shake what I don't have.
Wait. Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? I just want to make sure about it.
I've been told all my life, Dalen, you have a pancake, not a pound cake, and I think I just started to listen that maybe people.
Are you? Hey, I'll give you another chance to rebuttal. Are you sure about that?
If I have any ass.
No, like you have pictures.
You butt naked on your
profile. You have pictures banded on fours with ass and titties popping out. You are on the strip club on a stripper pole doing some crazy
strip club. I had a pole dancing class and also a yoga aerial arts class. And yes, pole dancing.
But that's great. Like you see, no. But you see what I'm saying? This is like y'all can give us even the bare minimum. A married woman shouldn't be.
No, because if I was a pole dance instructor.
Now that you have a husband and you're not the pole dancer instructor anymore, why not delete the
you don't have a husband, you got a trick.
I think if my man was to propose to me now and he said, you know what, I don't think I want you to be a pole dance instructor because of so much of the politics are around.
How are you going to be promoted if you don't stop doing it?
Well,
one second. Let me ask you a question. If I'm your boyfriend and I'm seeing all these pictures you posting like a single woman, why would I promote you? Why are you waiting for me to propose for you to delete it? Shouldn't you delete it right now?
Because that's your perception. Because you see, I'm not dating the master. I'm not dating the panel. You see, I live in real life. I don't live in virtual reality.
You have a picture of your booty popping out.
There's a difference between pole dancing class and actually being a stripper. Now, if I was a stripper and he was like, hey, you know, I don't think I can be with you because you're a stripper, then that's understandable. But there's a difference between having fun and posting that fun online because he knows who I am and what I am.
No. I know he knows who you are, right? And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You are not dating me, like you said, right? But if you are like, how are you out of the market? How are you yourself out of the market when you have pictures like this?
Because nothing is showing. Like that's an off guard.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
We're from the topic, Fatty. Let's stick on topic.
That's great.
No, put the picture back so everybody can see my leg.
Why men don't get married? No. This is why the marriage is declining. There's no wives left. Even let me finish. And
let's consider wife qualities, Fatty.
No, but one second. And this is light. What I'm saying is that look at the prompt. Reason why marriage are declining, no wives left. because even women that are married or want to be married are posting like hoes, are talking like hoes, are walking like hoes, and then are saying, why don't I get a husband? The husband that you get that respects this type of shit is the husband that nobody respects. Respectfully. So if you got it, you got it.
If you complain, like I don't, because I don't need to complain, because I know when I come out of the house, when I leave the house and I come back, that the lights are on, the bills are paid, the food is in the fridge, I'm getting my cheeks clapped, I'm fine.
You found the sucker. You found the sucker. Yes. Congratulations.
You can't talk about the quantity. You got to talk about the quality. You're just taking on the habits of what Black women do. When you start talking, you revert to insults and start talking about
insults.
Well, you
no, Dalen.
No, don't cut me off because you've been talking a lot.
You are right. I apologize, Queen.
Therefore, and that's fine. I don't mind being the bad guy. I got thick skin. Otherwise, I would keep coming back. But you see, my relationship thrives off the reality of what we live in, and the pictures and the videos that I have is not deemed as disrespectful to my relationship. But if you want to use it as an example, by all means, for women that complain, I don't complain about anything. We're in discussions of marriage. We're talking to our preachers and pastors, so I don't need to be concerned about any of that.
Did your preacher and pastor told you that it's uncut for a woman that wants to be married to have pictures on the pole and poking her ass and showing her titties? Like, did he told you that?
God has forgiven me for all.
God, hey, let me just say this, and then you got it.
Hallelujah.
Shout out.
In my heart.
Dalen.
God is a forgiving guy.
Hey, Dalen, let me just say this, and then I will be quiet for the rest of the show. Shout out to my OG red lipstick vibe. She taught me this. Religion is the last stop for hoes.
Oh, I'm not religious.
Religion is the best. When women are tired of being hoes, I'm delivered. So congratulations, you found the circle.
That is true. A lot of women will convert to Muslim and Baptist and all of that when they're tired of being not rewarded for their hoe activities. I don't have hoe activities, but if you want,
amen, sister, amen.
I'm telling y'all, bro.
But I don't have to run to a religion or anything like that.
That's great.
Well, let me just go ahead and address the topic. Reason why marriage is declining. No wives. Okay, so I like what Brittany was saying earlier, and I do want to just add a little bit to it when it comes to women and the decline in marriage and the high divorce rates. I'm not sure if there's anybody out there that's heard this before, but Elijah Muhammad has said before, 75% of the work is with the woman. So when it comes down to fixing our communities, when it comes down to teaching our families, when it comes down to, getting the men where they need to be, and, because women are complaining a lot about like how men aren't where they need to be, men aren't this, they aren't that, and they need to do this, they need to do that. The women are the ones that are supposed to initiate the change. We are the ones that need to initiate the change within ourselves in order for everyone else and everything else to come back into order and to balance. We are the key to the change. We are that switch that switches everything from off to on. So when the men see the women being more modest, being more chaste, being more pleasant or loving and compassionate, being more forgiving, it makes the man want to do better, way better than what they've been doing. And it makes them want to change within themselves. And I witnessed this day and day. I've witnessed this with my friends, my family, different things. Every time the woman decides to change themselves and they stop focusing on what men are doing or the lack thereof, the men automatically tune in within themselves and like, oh shit, I need to go do this. Oh man, let me do something nice for him. Let me show the appreciation. Let me do this, let me do that. And even when it comes down to like how we haven't learned coming up, Sister Shahrazad Ali would always talk about the differences in between the different households and the different kinds of mothers that would raise their children. And there was a particular mother
that I resonated with a lot was the mother that would
go behind her husband back. I got the book.
Yeah. See, she was talking about whenever the mom would say, you know, to the daughter, like, oh, wait until your dad is gone.
Yeah,
or,
you teaching your daughter.
Correct. Go against and rebel against the father's word or what the father's instruction is. And I kind of resonated with that because it's like my mom would always tell me, like, if my dad told me I couldn't have cookies, or wait till daddy
leave,
wait till daddy, you know, does this. Or if I wanted to go somewhere and I would call my dad and then my dad would be like, no. And it's like, oh, well, you know, we'll just wait. And I witnessed it even with my other friends. So it's like there's different versions of mothers that different people dealt with. So only a slight few have dealt with the mothers that were truly submissive and truly respected the husband. And a lot of us didn't receive that. So now we have to go back and relearn all of this stuff. But in the midst of this, we're like, oh, it's the man's fault. It's this man. It's the man. It's the man. When in you know, truly it's all about what we want to create for ourselves now. Like, we're a lot of pioneers. We have to pioneer our way through all of this. So if we want to stop it, we have to change something. And the only thing you can change is yourself. You can't change nobody else.
I actually got my I actually bought that book for my man, like probably the first year we were dating. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
I actually bought that for him.
Yeah.
But I've always said, like, since like when I was in my 20s, I don't remember who said it. It was someone in my circle at the time, but they said, and it was a guy, and he said, if women would learn to sit down, men will learn to step up. And at the time, I wasn't really taking that in, but as I got older, I realized what he was saying. And over the years, I've realized that women has gotten a little worse with the wannabe, you know, out in the street type women and the, oh, you're this and that. It's just like, at the end of the day, women, if we learn to sit down and stop trying to do too much, then men will probably step up and be the type of men that we want. And it's really, honestly, I think it's really that simple, but we make it harder on ourselves, honestly. I think it's really that simple, but we just don't want to accept it.
Hey, 2K, can you send a copy to Jess and the Daylin? So they need that book. Y'all need that book. That's
this
I'll send them a copy. Send them a copy.
And Daylin, but you are failing to realize there's only one married woman.
AD, this not what you.
I'm sorry, Miss Maya. I don't know if you're married or not, but Maya is the only one married. So give that smoke to Q because she ain't got no husband.
Oh shit, Q continue. You know shit.
Right,
so
funny.
He was still funny.
Let's see what you
I just think that you would benefit from having that book. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't have that same energy for Fatty. You didn't have that same energy for 2K, but now you want to come for me and Daylin?
I'm married.
You let these people call you a whole homosexual and say you gay, but you gonna come for me and Daylin? Keep that same energy, miss. Now, because this is what you wanted, right? I'm fulfilling what you wanted, right?
No, why you
keep
so
the
angry?
same energy for the men. Keep the same energy for the men, or you a sus?
She about to cry.
Hey, keep your composure, bro.
She about to cry, baby. I don't even know her feelings. I'm so sorry about her.
But now you sorry though, so now I'm about to cry.
You look like you about to cry.
Okay, I let you get your rocks off this whole life. Keep the same energy for 2K. Keep the same energy for Fat.
Okay, send her that book.
It better not come from me. I'll make
the Hey, in real talk, anybody who read this book will benefit. It say black woman, but it's really all women.
2K, say the title again because people are wanting to know.
The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. I guarantee you, take the colors off. This shit go in any culture, anything, bro. This is a good ass book, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Leaders are leaders.
Great book.
It truly is. It's nothing to like, you know, take away from you or nothing like that. It's nothing to like degrade our women or nothing. It's just to give men an understanding of how we were brought up, like with different kinds of mothers and different types of households and stuff like that. And it's just breaking down the dynamics. So you can even understand a bit more of yourself and how you were affected in certain situations, you know, because it's not our fault. We had no control over that. So it's like, it's nothing to take personal or nothing like that. It's just to know, like, these are the different perspectives, and these are the different type of scenarios that we've had to deal with. And it's giving you, you know, input on how to change and be better for our communities.
Yeah. And somebody, I seen a woman say, why would a woman need this book? Like, you'll understand the shit that you do. Like, it's so programmed in you. You won't understand it till you see it from a woman point of view telling you about it. It's a good book. I'm telling you, 10 out of 10, bro.
Yeah.
And you know the problem with this conversation is because y'all thinking like these women care about communities and care. They don't give a fuck about nothing other than themselves. Like, straight up, a woman, most women, not all, of course, a woman will describe you a leader to the T, and then when she breaks up with that man, will say you was not a leader. Like, they know what the leader is, but they always speak wrong for whatever reason. They never pick the wrong guy. The thing is simple. We having the cow for free. If I can suck on your titty, why should I buy that shit? I can come with my glass and I can put some motherfucking milk. I don't have to buy the cow. And the problem, like, this is the biggest problem. Y'all keep praying for a classic man, a man of yesteryear, the man on the 60s, on the 70s that was a rough man and he was responsible and traditional and took care of family. Y'all are worse than our grandmas. Y'all don't know how to cook. Y'all don't know how to clean. Y'all take breaks from sex. Y'all take breaks from cooking. Y'all need a foreign trip every year. Y'all need to buy 50 pairs of shoes. Y'all need a Roomba, a microwave. Y'all suck. That's the reality. You are the most smart, powerful woman in the history of mankind, and for whatever reason, you are doing a worse job than your grandma. She didn't have electricity in her area. It's kind of fucked up, and it's kind of crazy that the only thing that you have to do with the man is look in our grandma, keep her family, and do exactly the same shit. Y'all don't want families. When you choose to do families for yourself, it's not for the man, it's not for the kids, it's because it's on your checklist. And then when you get tired of that shit, you go right back to the streets because that's where most of y'all belong. That's all.
All right, all right. What say you all? What say you all? There was a lot said there.
More than a lot.
Do we agree? Was there a lot of facts spoken?
There's a lot of real life experiences on all accounts, but I definitely want to hear from the sisters. I know we can talk. So,
Yes, ladies.
Yeah,
Again, the link is in the chat.
Yeah,
the link is in the chat.
I'll put my 2 cents in. I mean, a lot of it was facts. Some of it, what that he was saying was very, very true. But it all started during the welfare period. You know, it was all designed for our women to not be married. So I could say a lot, but about the new women.
Let's have that conversation. Let's have it.
Okay. It's sad, and because I know, a lot of my friends, also old friends, I don't really, talk to now, but a lot of them, their daughters are out here, and I see their daughters, and they're my age, and their daughters are my daughter's age, which is in their 30s, and they doing a lot, and it is because of the mom, and that's just what it is. I mean, I can't say it's not. I'm pretty, the father had a part in it too for not being in their child's life, but for me, if my child come for me, if a child come out of my body and I house that child for 9 months, I'm gonna make sure that child come out, even when I wasn't in the truth. I still would, raise my children in modesty, because I have all girls. So I'm not finna let my kids go out this house with orange hair, with their butts hanging out they shore. Excuse my language, but it just makes me mad. This is the stuff that I see in mothers my age walking into stores and stuff with their daughters dressed like that, breast all out. I'm not having it. So I agree with what he was saying, but then also the girl whose mom died when she was 18, but at least she got it together. She must have seen some type of role model or something was instilled in her to not be that way. I mean, she had her probably her time of thinking that way, but she basically educated herself on how to act and how to be a real modest woman out here in society, so that other nations won't, because we already have a stereotype about our women. We have to stop letting this pass down from generation to generation. It has to stop now. I agree with him, but me and my sister talk about it all the time. There's not a lot of, what is it? What generation is it?
I don't know. Z.
Generation Z. No, wait, no. Gen Z.
Then
10X. Not Gen X, because that's me.
That's us.
The generation right after us. That generation is
millennials.
The millennials. They are the most entitled, disrespectful kids. If I would have did that, I wouldn't have no eyes or no teeth, being like that in front of my mom.
Now, Sister Mary.
Uh-huh.
Forgive me for cutting you off, but you know what's crazy? The same thing was said about us as Generation X. We were the most disrespectful generation, the worst generation until we had kids. And now our generation is saying that about our kids. Are we seeing, but this is my question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we seeing a contributing factor here?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, what do you feel is that contributing factor? I put that question to the whole panel. Welcome, Kia. Please jump in, sis.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the things that was each one of them had, a point that we can all look at and relate to. But it also, in starting with our families, being taught these things, if we rely on what wasn't instilled in us as growing up, that leaves really no room for the Most High and how he's going to mold us. It all goes back to him, because we can't use those things as an excuse, him being as big as he is. These people or women or men are acting out of the lust of the flesh, because the word is the word. He's going to touch who he's going to touch, whether you had a mother or father. You're going to do what we've proven we're going to do what we want to do. It goes back to that teaching that when Moray broke that out in about Adam and Eve, how it wasn't the apple, it wasn't the sin in the garden. It was, I want to be this. I can see I'm this person. We don't have to be one. We could, I could be my own. I could do this and do that. It really, and it ends up with lust of the flesh. And also being a wife, they were saying how it wasn't any wives left. You can't just say it's not wives left, like the one said about having husbands there. The order of man is Yah, Hamashiach, the husband, the wife, the children.
Absolutely.
If man isn't putting anything into the woman, how can she reciprocate to give back? So if I'm empty, how can I spill out? And some women don't understand that, and I gotta have this, I gotta have that, and gotta have this. But if you're not giving me what I need, then how can I give it back? I'm empty. So there's no way I can pour if I'm empty. I can't pour out. And I think the roles are switched at some point because, you know, like me being I was a single mom for a while, but that was a choice because I knew my mother said, don't do this or this is going to happen. What did I do? I did those things and became a single parent. I can't blame that on, you know, the teaching of my mother or what I see. We see a lot of things and we can say, I choose to go that way or I choose to go another way. So I think it just all results back to the lust of the flesh. And because somebody may not be there to tell us, but the Most High didn't make us no foolish people either. And I yield on that.
I agree. Not at all. We're not foolish people. But Tamika had put something in the chat, and I agree with her.
Me too.
That's where it all started. I mean, it was all designed for our people to come out like this. I mean, this is just it is what it is. It started, you know, back then, the colonizers, you know. But and then it started with the welfare system, you know. They didn't give us much to go on after slavery.
Democrats.
So I mean, and it started with, you know, they gave welfare and made them move, you know, the men out of the house. I mean, them people used to come to the house and they want to look in everything to make sure that there's no men's clothes in the house. You know, they did all of that stuff.
The Democrats.
Yeah, and so that's what how this started with our people. And it's sad, but we have to do better as a people as well. And it's just a lot that's been going on since, you know, the colonizers took over and enslaved our people. You know, there's just been a lot going on, how they, you know, they did the men and they washed them, and that made the woman feel some type of way. And that stuff is ingrained in our DNA. So it's going to pass down, you know, so we just have to do better as a people. We have to, you know, we have to have love for our people no matter what. We just have to show more love and, you know, because it takes a village, you know. And a lot of men, you know, they weren't in the house, and I don't blame them, but I don't blame the men. It's all of us together collectively as a people. I know in my neighborhood when I was growing up, you know, it was predominantly Black, and, you know, my mom, she trusted, you know, a few of the women in the neighborhood, and if they were sitting on their porch and we was out there doing stuff, they would, you know, get on us about, you know, things. And I just missed that time because we were able to trust the women around, and most of the women that were around were single women. You know, my dad had passed away when I was 12. So it was like the women that were in the neighborhood, they nurtured the children. You know, and they watched out for them. They watched and seen if there's anybody that's coming into the neighborhood that we didn't know. Everybody came out. I mean, it was just a different time than it is now. You know, we weren't allowed. Yeah, it was more community, and we weren't allowed to do certain things. You know, so it just wasn't in us back then. I mean, the older generation, like my mom, you know, her generation, and but a lot of the stuff came in during, you know, like the baby boomers, because the baby boomers, they allowed a lot of stuff, and they were very neglectful of their children. Because I mean, I just from experience, you know, I have older sisters, and, you know, they neglected their children. They brought them over to my mother's house while they ran the streets. So I mean, that's a lot of, you know, like if my nieces didn't have, you know, us to be around growing up, I mean, I'm pretty sure some of them would have been, you know, like that as well. So, but yeah, it just takes a village. It takes all of us to discipline, you know, put the kids on blast in front of in front of the adults to let them know, because that's what we had to endure. We were put on blast in front of, you know, the moms, and so we had to tighten up. So yeah, but I agree. I agree with what was said. A lot of what was said on that video.
Go back to the title with the other video. He said, "What? There are no more wives."
Can I say something about the one with the accent?
No, you can't say anything. We just want you on the stage.
Talk about the topic. What does the topic say? We said no more wives.
Just be on the stage and be quiet. No.
I believe that there is wives.
There's plenty of wives.
There's too many of us in this world. It's just he haven't come across.
There you go.
They haven't come across a
That's
true
right.
a true wife.
But you look at the people from their perspective. Look where they at.
Right.
They don't
And what-
think like we think. They don't believe like we believe.
No.
So
thing
of
that
course
he
they're gonna
was
see
saying-
despair.
The thing that he was saying about us not wanting to listen to the dude when he say take off them eyelashes or take off that hair, some of that is true, because when I was in the phase of getting married, and my mom said, "What you gonna do if he asks you to stop?" Because I'll wear a different color hairstyle. I only stuck with basic, like reds and burgundies and blondes. That was it. But what if he wanted you to be, more modest in a sense? Well, how would you do? And the first thing I say, he can't tell me how to wear my hair. And my mom said, "Wait a minute now." She said, "When you get married, you belong to him and he belongs to you. If he doesn't like that, you have to compromise some of those things to make a peaceable relationship, because that is no longer just your hair. That's
Yeah, who
his
said that to you?
my mother."
Oh, okay.
So she was right. She caused me to think, like, when they're asking you to be the certain way, we take offense as if they're trying to take away our rights. And that's a big problem in this world, is we always feeling like we trying to have our rights taken. Well, in some instances, that may be the case. But why do we always come to that perception first instead of saying, well, this is just what he like?
Mm-hmm.
It's not nothing that can't be done, because you can find yourself beautiful in any way you are.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, he was kind of right in that. The way he comes about it, he's kind of brass, but it causes me to think that he didn't have a strong female, a loving female raising him or giving him love. Somebody hurt him feminine wise for him to be the one with the accent. He's so harsh. He's so cold-hearted toward the way he talk about us. So that already let me know he didn't have a good upbringing as far as women, or someone he really cared for hurt him bad, and he just has this whole perception. But it's plenty of wives. It's plenty.
Scripture said, "Man that find a wife find a good thing." He find a wife.
Mm-hmm.
He that find a wife find a good thing. Some men, you look at a lot of women nowadays. You see them all dolled up. Me personally, I don't care for all the eyelashes and all that extra stuff. A modest woman, a modest, beautiful woman that can show her real self is a great thing to a lot of brothers. I've had this discussion in different convos, different threads, and different videos with other people. Our women today, they try to be something else. When you take all that, strip that off, we want to see the real you. We want our wives to be modest. We want them to show their real selves. You don't have to get dolled up and do everything else the world say. If I love you for you, I love you for you.
That's because you're a husband.
Stuff, huh?
Right. You're a husband. You have these men that's requiring some of these things, like the one female said, is not husbands.
Huh.
Because you can spin the coin either way. You can say it ain't that many wives, and a woman can say it ain't that many husbands.
I'm glad
We
you
all
said
pointing
that.
fingers. We're pointing fingers at each other instead of looking at what the scriptures say. It gives us a detailed printout on how we're supposed to treat each other. It ain't no rocket science. And if somebody is lacking in that treating, then that's where the pointing fingers become. Oh, you ain't.
You know what that video do, sis? That video is world. That's the world. That's the world's view. This is what these women that don't know the Most High, don't have a clue. have
I
been
can't
dealing with all
say
type of men.
they
No,
don't
I'm
have
just saying
a
in general.
clue. They may not just. You can't say they don't have a clue. They may not have submissiveness
Then they don't have a
to
clue.
what those scriptures are saying. Because if you can look up Muhammad and all of them that they was talking about, you done read about the Most High.
That is true.
He is the base and the core of our lives. I don't care who you are. If you haven't heard of him, you're going to at some point. They just choose not to go that way because they know that that's strict discipline. And it's going to cause you to put away that I can do it too. I got rights. I can do it too. I can do just as much as what they can do. He's going to deal with that listening to the Most High. All them other nations, they going to let you go ahead and do what you're going to do. And you drowning yourself the whole time instead of understanding that there is an order to all of this.
It's interesting though, because a lot of what you guys are even talking about, and then when you add on, like my wife brought up the buck busting, and then you look at the systemic impact or the current brand of buck busting, which the government. When you talk about Section 8, food stamps, medical, in order for me to maintain, because one thing that is big with women is security, and so if my needs are met. And that means that I can keep my security set good, the things that you are as a husband supposed to provide for me, then if I can keep those things and I don't need you to do that, then I'm fine with that. I think what happens is on both sides, there needs to be teaching or training. When you look at Hosea 4:6, that's real. He said that you are no priest to me, therefore I will forget your children. Well, the reason why the Most High is forgetting our children is because there has to be an impartation. One thing Kia has pointed out was mom told her, listen, you about to get a husband. What if he said it? So there's a training, there's an impartation. I know with my son, I tell my son all the time, I've even told my nephews, listen, fellas, until you're in position to provide, be prepared, no charity work. And what I mean by no charity work is no laying down with a woman. Because if she gets pregnant, are you in position? Are you and I guess these are conversations more so that I wish that I even had growing up from a standpoint. I was told not to have a baby in high school, but it was already assumed that I'm going to have sex. But what about me as a man preparing for a wife? What does that look like? Is my credit in order? Is my career moves in order? Like me and my wife, we're building the plane in the air. She's pregnant at 19. We're building the plane in the air and trying to figure things out. When if I was prepared or understood what it meant to be a husband and be prepared so that way when I get a family, these things are in order. A lot of stuff that me and my kids went through and my wife, we wouldn't go through that. But these are conversations that we're not having with the kids. Same thing with the wives. They don't know what it's like. Everybody's excited about the wedding day, but nobody is discussing the marriage. And so we go into marriage blindsided by stuff, whether it's, sexual incompatibilities or how we handle discipline, acts of, what do we feel about religion, etc. Going into a marriage with this understanding. And I think because there's not enough talk about the marriage before we get married, then ultimately, can we truly say there are wives or there are husbands and just not a bunch of people that got emotions for each other, but no understanding into what we really getting into, what the covenant is.
I agree with that too. It's true. Like no one is, but then again, we can still be pointing fingers because our parents didn't really.
No.
Their parents never really taught them. It's just an ongoing thing that you could keep saying year after year after year. Because I'm sure our kids, even though we're figuring these things out, thank the Most High, but it's still going to be something that when they get older and they come across, they're like, my mom didn't really, but they ain't going to have a lot to say because coming into this truth, it has changed our lives drastically.
And that's Hosea 4:6.
Drastic. So the things that they're doing now, they're doing, like I said, they're, doing under the lust of their own flesh, because they know we try to cover everything. We tell them exactly where to go for the do's and the don'ts. So what they're doing now, they really ain't blind to.
Mm-hmm.
They are causing these hardships on themselves. Like you said, General, I was just talking to one of my daughters tonight. You all are supposed to learn from the things that we did, because y'all were looking at us. All those times we told you no, we couldn't handle. All those times that you saw me single, not without a husband, why would you go and get yourself in that same predicament? Why would you be a single parent? Why wouldn't you focus in on being a wife, especially when you know this is what I longed for, to be someone's wife? I taught them that.
And at the same time, we got to teach our sons, like, to your point, that it go, like, I think it's Titus that talk about, like, women teaching the young women modesty and stuff like that. I could be wrong. I think it's Titus. Same thing with our sons. Like, the word says for us to train our children up in the way that they should go. The word says that the success of a son is the joy of the father, and the folly of a son is the sorrow of the mother. And the reason why that's the case is because if I put the work in with my son, then I expect to see fruit of that. And so, to your point, just like y'all have to have those conversations with the daughters, as far as what to look for, what conversations to have, what should be happening. Our sons, I don't even want to spoil it, but tomorrow's message is going to be beautiful. But with that being said, the vision and things like that the man carries, he need to be able to communicate that effectively, so that way not only she getting pregnant with his natural seed, but she should be getting pregnant with the seed of where he's headed in life. That's really what marriage is about. And when we get that understanding, I think our community can go a long way, because they just won't be living and doing stuff aimlessly. They be doing stuff with a purpose.
Right. And that is so true. Like the one female has said that we are only doing what we see the men doing. And you can only take that so far. That don't make sense, because if a guy is mistreating you and treating you wrong, and you want to be treated right, why would you take on the spirit that he's spilling out on you? Even though we know spirits hop and jump and all of that, but let's be realistic. 9 times out of 10, you're only doing what's already inside of you to do. No one. I've had my heart broken, seems like almost my whole entire life, to be totally honest, when it came to relationship. But the love of the Most High is still in me, that I wanted to be loved still by a man. I didn't want to go turn to no woman. I didn't want to go turn to no dog and start dogging people out, because I don't want to do what was being done to me. So if you take on that mindset, that's because that's already within you. My mama taught me that. You're only going to do what's in you to do.
That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one thing I can say from my perspective. My mother taught us. We didn't get taught everything, because growing up in a Pentecostal church, it was a lot of conversations they didn't want to have. But as the older we got, and the more the Most High works with my mom, is she taught us so much. And then living in this life, if you pay attention to getting your head knocked up against the wall so many times, he will open up your understanding too. These are the things, these are the reasons why it's this way. It's because you like those things, you do those things because that's what's inside of you. And if it's not for his grace and mercy, that's going to be your life.
Exactly. That's so true. That's so true. But the Most High had already put that in you, wanting to be a wife, because you said you always wanted to be a wife. That's from the Most High.
Yes, I always did, and would get my heart broken. So, I mean, not just broken, but I'm talking smashed.
Yeah.
Let me put this question to you, ladies. What are you guys' thoughts on pursuing a man?
Absolutely not.
No, I won't. I mean,
making yourself presentable.
Yes, and working on you.
Yeah, working on
your
yourself.
light can shine, and that shine is gonna attract that man. I'm not gonna go after. I'm not
proposing to no man. All of these backward acts. The Bible strictly says, stay in the. If we gonna take it to our hands to go and propose to a man, we done totally came out of the order of man.
That's
how we go, we're in an order, and how we gonna take ourselves and put ourselves, we gonna take his role. Already we doomed.
Yeah.
And the reason why I ask that is because you really start to see, especially in the age of what they call it, sexual, like when you being able to express yourself sexually more. I forget the term they use. Sexual, I can't remember. But I guess the reason why I'm saying that or asking that is I can recall a time for myself personally when you had to like pass the note. Do you like me? I like that type of stuff or whatever. Like, well, we had to actually pursue the women. But from the time I was in like elementary school to by the time I got to college, it just seemed like the roles reversed by the time when you got in college, where to your point, like I think somebody said something about my body, my rights, and all this other stuff. And it even got to that point with, I guess, in this age or in this time of sexual expression, and you really see it now even more today. As you know, when to the brother's point that was talking earlier, when you talk about no wives or giving your body out and all this other stuff, from my understanding and experience, the women got aggressive. Like it wasn't well, you had to chase them. They were coming at you, and they were coming at you like loose and free. And it was like, well, as a man, like, what do you do? Like, okay, I would say like the one woman that I chased, like actually chased, that's the one I ended up marrying because she told me no. Like, I'm like, yo, what's up? And she was like, not impressed. I'm like, yo, surely you heard of me. She was not impressed. And that's the one I chased. And that's the one that got me.
That's scripture fulfilled. Yeah. Miriam just made a good point when she said that it's okay to let it be known that you're interested. And we have subtle ways of doing that. A lady do.
Right.
Now these nasty girls out there, they have their way of letting it be known too.
But then they wanted you to be their husband. Like, yo, you just gave me everything.
But 9 times out of 10, if you get approached by a nasty woman like that, it's because them spirits recognize each other.
That's right, familiarity.
That's it. A lady gonna reserve herself.
Exactly.
And going to just wait for your advances, or we can subtly throw out a few little, the way our eyes may look or something, something like that, but it's nothing derogatory.
So y'all be setting the trap.
If that's what you want to call it.
I mean, not trapping, not trapping in the negative sense. No, because I believe that like there's an allure that you all have. Like even Sis said, she made sure that her husband noticed her. Moray quiet over there, but she made sure that. I mean, brother. I mean, you care to speak on that? Now you was calling women out earlier, bro. Moray, come on now. Don't get silent on us. Get in here.
Knowing him, he probably done dozed off.
Oh, my bad. I went to the bathroom.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Nah, he gonna. You know, Gene B, he instigates some stuff, but then he sit in the back. Come on, bruh. But anyway, with that being said, I guess to the point when you talk about no wives and no husbands and stuff like that, you see this societal shift where the women tended to be more aggressive, more mannish, and then we got more effeminate boys. Now I will say I think family structure do have something to do with that. Where if the daddy in the home showing and modeling what manhood look like, you do get a lot of effeminate boys that respond soft emotionally and all this other stuff. But yeah, for the most part, when you look at like the family structure, I think that plays a part in it because the boys don't know how to talk to, don't really know how to approach a woman. And then on top of that, the women started being really aggressive and not really waiting for you to approach them.
Right, because that they're acting out of like a desperate situation. You know, like he not moving fast enough, so I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take control of this. Let's get this started. Not really realizing maybe he just really ain't that interested. Because someone that's really interested, they come for you.
It's crazy you say that. Like boys, when okay, let's go back. Like just be goofy. Like in elementary school, when a boy would like tap a woman, it's because he honestly thought she was cute. And, like when a dude is not interested in a woman, he not paying her no attention. Whether it's goofy affection, none of that. Like he not tapping her, he not, trying to play fight with her, nothing like that. We and of course,
us as women always think because I'll say most of us, we're loving and stuff inside. We made that way, nurturing and stuff, but we always can get to that point where I love both of us for, you know what I'm saying? I love our relationship for the both of us.
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work like that. It has to be a mutual feeling or you're going to be absolutely miserable.
Yes.
We always want to, we see the great potential in the person. And then we just want to smother them with all kinds of love and affection for the both of us in the relationship. And inside you're really dying because you're not getting out what you're putting back in because you're doing too much. Instead of sitting back and letting him come for you. We always want to, get out of character.
And the crazy thing is, I think it's first address. I think it's chapter 3 or 4. It talk about there was 3 wise sayings, or Akina asked his advisors for wisdom, wise sayings, as far as what is the most powerful thing in the world. And one dude said strong drink, another dude said a king, and the last dude said this side of the truth, a woman. And I think y'all don't understand the influence that y'all have on us and how y'all can either influence us to the good or influence us to the bad.
True.
Which is even when you look at now, Proverbs was talking about the Torah being the wise woman, but you can apply the principles in Proverbs to a woman of wisdom or a wise woman or a strange woman. And so, to the point, Delilah, strongest man ever lived, put him in the lap of the wrong woman, where he disarmed him. He felt comfortable, told her his heart, and next thing you know, she separated him from the father.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, and we have to be careful with this. Well, look, going back to Adam and Eve, how was she able to get him? How did she act so? I don't know, how was her actions in order to change his mind from what was given to him?
Tune in tomorrow.
But I want to know.
You got to wait till tomorrow now.
Does it go back to it was already inside Adam to want to disobey?
Tune in tomorrow.
I mean, that's what I'll be thinking. Like, how did that whole dynamic happen right there?
Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I ain't
interesting.
spoiling
That's
nothing.
very interesting.
Yeah.
That statement right there.
Mhm.
That's just
That's
like
that's an excellent question, sis.
it make you think. Like,
Yeah.
We just lost Cheryl and Gene. I mean, we just lost on Gene and Stuka.
Nope, I'm here. I'm just listening to everybody.
Did you hear what I asked?
Yep, I did.
Should tune in tomorrow. That's the answer to that. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I'm listening. I'll be there, front row sticker.
Front row seat for this one. I got my seat reserved.
Man.
Pay premium VIP status for this seat, boy.
And y'all he be embellishing, boy.
He do.
Man.
Oh, so you just gonna act like we wasn't hyped yesterday?
We were, but that's ongoing research. What you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's enough meat on that bone. I'll be quiet though. Anyway,
This word is exciting too. It is the stuff that we're being taught and how it coincides with our life on a daily basis.
What?
We can't lose.
No, sure can't.
We don't know it all, but what we are knowing, boy. My mom used to say, if you want intelligence, read the Bible. Remember, she used to say that, y'all. That's the best book in the world to teach you everything.
So we totally digressed away from the topic, but it was fun doing it. With that being said, are there any closing thoughts or remarks as it pertains to the actual topic? As far as, are there wives out there? And I would also add too, are there husbands?
Yes, there are.
Any closing remarks?
The Most High runs out of nothing.
Nope.
That's it right there.
He stay full. Yes.
They just haven't seen it. They just,
Mm-hmm. With that being said, I think this was a fun topic. I think we had a lot of fun with this one. I thank my sisters, Sister Tasha, Sister Mary, and Sister Keisha for coming
out of nothing.
Coming up in the dungeon with the brothers. Stuka, is there anything you want to add, big brother?
No, bro. I'm just listening, man. Everything was good.
Moray?
Excellent.
All right. So we'll go ahead and begin to shut it on down, close it on out. I'd like to thank y'all for joining us this evening, the early part of the Shabbat. Please, by all means, join us tomorrow at noon. I think we're online. Is that correct, Moray?
Yes, sir.
We're going to be on live at noon tomorrow. So please join us. Come with a heart and a mind to receive. And with that being said, we love you. We thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for your feedback in the chat. Thank you all for being patient with us with the videos. And thank you again for our ladies that have come up and offered their input, a balanced perspective. And we are out. Shalom.
One second. Shalom. Please listen, follow us, likes, comments, subscribe to the channel. Be tomorrow. Go to the website, chasersoftheway.com. If you want more info about what we're doing, we got resources on there, books, papers, more videos and things of that nature. You can actually go back in the catalog and listen to a lot of the stuff we're talking about. Is just please take your time and go there. And chasersoftheway.com.
Shalom. Shalom, family.
Shalom.